For a steel factory in Raipur in May 2026, the primary business threat is the physical bottleneck of moving finished inventory. The promoter's focus has shifted away from raw material costs toward the simple, high-stakes challenge of getting the product to the customer. Logistics functions as the circulatory system of the economy. Every unit of generated GDP relies on physical movement to transform from inventory into realized profit. Historical investor pessimism relied on a specific, flawed dataset. External studies claimed that moving goods in India consumed 14% of the national GDP, a figure that drove a decade of market skepticism. Recent DPIIT primary data proves the actual logistics cost is 7.97%. By surveying over 3,500 stakeholders, the audit revealed an efficiency pool that was previously invisible to the market. Misreading this cost baseline causes investors to miscalculate the operating leverage of the entire sector. When the starting costs are lower than assumed, the impact of every efficiency gain on the bottom line is significantly magnified. Moving past abstract macroeconomic statistics reveals a complex physical reality on the ground. The supply chain is a series of distinct transitions rather than a single journey. Each package travels through 5 operational layers: transportation, warehousing, freight forwarding, contract logistics, and last-mile delivery. Middle nodes require heavy capital, with warehousing growing fastest for e-commerce. Endpoints differ. Freight forwarding handles exports, while last mile relies on tech networks to reach the consumer. Because a single package touches 5 entirely different business models, analyzing the sector as a single entity leads to a flawed investment thesis. Standard valuation tools often fail here. Applying a universal EV to EBITDA multiple creates a false equivalence between fundamentally different financial structures. Asset-heavy operators like Adani Ports face high interest rates and significant depreciation. However, their massive upfront capital creates deep-water physical moats that are nearly impossible for competitors to replicate. Asset-light networks like Delivery operate on a different logic. Their higher multiples reflect a business where the marginal cost to expand delivery zones drops as the network grows, allowing for rapid, tech-driven scaling. The true separator of value is return on capital employed. The rail monopoly Concord demonstrates that strategic dominance is ineffective without capital efficiency, as state pricing and land delays cap their ability to compound returns. Investors must choose between heavy asset firms that monopolize physical infrastructure or light asset platforms that scale quickly while managing significant counterparty risk. The dedicated freight corridor removed the sluggish passenger rail bottleneck. This shift allows freight trains to operate on clear tracks, dramatically increasing volume capacity. This infrastructure creates a massive cost advantage. Rail logistics now operate at nearly a 6-fold structural price benefit over road transport, charging roughly 2 rupees per ton per kilometer compared to 11 for trucks. Strategic planning is also being unified. The PM Gati Shakti initiative integrated 57 government ministries into a single data-driven framework, using 1,700 data layers to coordinate national logistics projects. Every percentage point of efficiency gained through this coordination improves corporate margins across the country. Faster inventory turns and lower freight costs directly unlock working capital for manufacturers. Institutional capital is currently concentrating on the physical choke points of the supply chain. Smart money is moving toward the nodes that control the most critical movement of goods. Adani's strategy centers on capturing profit at every layer of the chain. By linking ports to inland rail terminals and last-mile trucking fleets, they control the entire journey of a container. The demographic shift adds another layer of growth. As 300 million people enter the formal consumption economy, demand for localized, temperature-controlled delivery networks expands non-linearly. This sector operates as a long-term structural compounder. By formalizing the movement of goods for a massive new consumer base, it builds the physical capacity necessary for the nation to pursue its $32 trillion GDP target for 2047.